Welcome to the biggest show in the world, Sports Bettors TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Happy Mother's Day, man. This is Rob from the biggest show in the world, Sports Bettors TV. I am sitting here talking to the evil genius of Major League Baseball, Dr. Dan. Dr. Dan, what's going on, my friend?
What is up, kid? Yo, nation, make sure you're out there. Your wives, your mothers, make sure they all feel special today. They're the reason, why we're all here. But enough of that. Hey, man, just another day. We were one above 500. We did not hit on our Aces parlay. We also had the rain out in Colorado, so Kershaw did not get a chance to go off either. But, hey, man, still another positive day, and let's make it back today.
Oh, definitely, Dan. Well, for me, I only put out the one play. I put out Mr. Johnny Cueto, and that was nice, man. They were up 2-0 and 3-0, and all of a sudden 10-1. I was like, wow. Looks like we got this popping, man. I'm glad that I did not play that under what was it, the action.
Oh, right.
I'm glad I didn't play that.
It looked like it was going to be there the whole game, which is crazy, I mean, obviously, I hate to, feel good about an injury, but knowing that Noesi was too badly hurt, even though he's kind of garbage, whenever you lose your starter after an inning and 2/3, and you got to play a doubleheader, you're going to tend to get beat up a little bit. And it took a little bit for the Reds offense to come back and take them down. But they did that. Cueto, again, was just unreal.
Lights out, baby.
Lights out. Lights out. What I say, man, you get those NL pitchers in those AL parks, and, they just stay in there and throw gas for a while. It makes it real nice.
You know what? I never realized that. And Cueto did get into a couple of situations yesterday. He was able to pitch himself out. He had runners on third and, runners at the corners and stuff like that. But he was able to get out of them, man.
And that's what makes a great, and gutsy pitcher. Like, obviously the guys that can just gas up and, throw 100 miles per hour by you, that's a great thrower, right? That's an Aroldis Chapman. But when you have these guys like a Cueto or not now that he's injured, but whatever, like a Wainwright, somebody that can get into a little bit of a jam. Maybe they get first and second on with no outs, but they're going to find a way to throw that pitch to get that double play. They might give up a run. They're not going to give up 3 in an inning. So, that's what makes these guys so special.
Yeah, definitely. Big ups to Big Money G. I got Moneyline Hunter. I've got Sir Mata out there. Mo Diggs. I got Zay. I got P for Prez. Tip Talker. Millhouse. Straguzzi. Boston Boy. My 2 Connecticut guys right there. I got J Cast. Wrecking the Soccer. I got Dank. AZ Wildcat 83. Up early, man. Are you up early? Are you still up from last night? I got Sylvia. I got Jim Rohn as a douche. I got Ben Diaz. I love my little weekend crew here, kid. I got 5-1. I've got Baller Bets. Good morning, people. What's up? All right, Dan. So talking about,
I just want to go into one real quick thing, kid, from yesterday. Is after the first Reds game with Cueto, I did throw out the second game, looking at the sweep, and we did take it on the chin there, but my thinking behind that, and I know a lot of people go against that line of thinking. They'll always take the other team because it's hard to sweep a doubleheader. But I just figured with the starting pitcher of the first game going down, after an inning, and they did get some length out of some of their bullpen guys. But it was a miscalculation on my part, but still not terrible overall.
My man AZ Wildcat said he's up early. All right, good for you, man. Good for you. Wish your mother a happy Mother's Day. We got the cheese. We got let's see, what is this cat's name? Heavy 365. It's just like dots. I don't even know what his name is. I gotta look at the handle. I got Dre. I got Frank Vinculato, Direct Sports Solutions, Get a Vegas Bookie, Eddie E. Holiday. What is up? Benjamin Rowe, Bengal T Vegas Girl 92661.
Don't forget our boy Direct Sports Solutions.
All day. That's my brother right there, kid. All right, Dan. Yeah. As far as last night was concerned, I mean, everything went exactly the way I needed it to yesterday, man.
You and me both, man.
We had the Washington Wizards with my man, Mr. Paul Pizzi, the truth, hitting a last-second buzzer beater shot falling down. He nailed that, dude. So, still the underdog in a series play. Atlanta is minus 160 on that series, Dan. I don't get it.
It's absolutely crazy to me. And like I said, my thought process behind it is that they're so good on the road that I guess they figure it's going to be a real long series, even though they were getting crushed at points of that game, and they made a big run to come back.
They were down 21 points. Yeah.
And here's the thing, guys. Obviously it didn't work out, but if you're following Hatter or myself, because I think we're both on the series plays, right? When they were down 20, if you threw like $10 in an in-game live line on the Hawks, and if they had actually came back and won that game, you would have just covered your bet. So, that might be one where you lost a little bit of money like I did on that, but still looking good for the series.
I don't have that particular series matchup. What I have there is I have a lot of money invested in Atlanta and a lot of money little bit less money invested on Washington, but Washington pays a whole hell of a lot more. If they win the East. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting for the elimination game, and whatever team is starting to look like they're going to be eliminated, I'll just, do the best I can to get the majority, if not all the money back on a live line. But then we had, let's see, how about the Memphis Grizzlies, kid?
Woo!
The Memphis Grizzlies are not having it, man, apparently.
Not having it at all. That was just...
man.
Has there been another team this whole year that has been able to hold Golden State in check like that?
I don't think so. I don't think that there's been any teams that have been holding them, under 90 points or whatever. It's been kind of crazy.
I can't remember the last time Golden State had a quarter where they scored under 20 points.
It's been a minute, man.
And that second quarter where they got they were obviously down 3 after the first quarter, big deal, right? 23-20. Then you go into that second quarter, and dudes just, defensively, as you said it, man, just not having it, just in everybody's face. Like, this is what I said. If you go back to the show right before the NBA playoffs started, and I'm not claiming to be any NBA expert, but I've watched a little bit of Memphis this year, and yeah, they've been up, they've been down. But when they played good teams, and when they felt like the need to actually play a good game, they are really, really, really good.
Yeah, really. With Conley back, you could tell he's pretty much 100% at this point. So,
yeah, and you got to think the Warriors' mindset is, okay, if we hold these guys under 100 points, we win the game, and that's just not the case. The Grizzlies are taking this defense to a different level against a team in Golden State that, I'll be honest, I didn't think that there was anybody that was going to be able to actually stop them day in, day out. But, I agree with Frank Vinculato. It's just like Golden State, I hate to use the term, but it's almost a little soft, right? They're a little soft. And Memphis is just banging bodies, getting in the head. I really, look, obviously I'm pretty invested in that series. I had Memphis before yesterday game went off. At plus 425. I also paired it with your boy coming back and winning his series in like a plus 11-10 parlay. So I'm hoping it gets done, man. But I think it's going to be a good series. But I think Memphis can find a way to get the series done.
Dude, I posted a picture of that ticket I have where it's $100 pays $70,000 for the Memphis Grizzlies to pay the Atlanta Hawks in the finals. Son, if I hit that, I don't even know, man. even if the Grizzlies get by the next series, even if the Grizzlies win 2 games and get into the next round, I'm like in really good shape there.
Dude, you know what we should do? If you hit that, okay, you hit that. I'll buy my own way, but I love Vegas. But I think we should go down to the penthouse suite at the Atlantis in the Bahamas. Get our own private dude sitting there with his book, taking down our plane. Like VIP just for us.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
then we can go to Vegas for a week after that.
I'm gonna be standing there like Paul Pizzi, the truth, and being like, "I called game. I called game."
Rainmaker.
Yes, I got a lot of other good ones too with the Grizzlies, man. I got the Grizzlies playing like every team in the East, and they pay crazy. I mean, so, hey, guys, you know what? I got my fingers crossed here. I'm dying for the Grizzlies to win this series. I really am. Big ups to JC, hashtag SBTV Nation, Kiem Vu. I got Spotbet. I got Alex out there. I got Cheddar to connect. What up? What up? What? All right. Yeah, Frank Piccolado's asking where he could get that line. Dude, I snapped that up a couple days ago, man, and I actually put it – I wanted to play it again for another 100, and I did not hit confirm on it. It would have paid $140,000 for 200, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, so mad at myself about that.
Real quick, just to get into it, we had the Habs over the Lightning. Good call on that by my guys over at Total Sports Edge.
Right.
All over that. But, man, Carey Price just standing on his head. Just unreal. And, you know, this could present a little bit of a problem for Tampa Bay. Just like, this could present a problem for Tampa Bay because I don't think that Montreal, there's no fear of going on the road. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. And if Carey Price keeps playing like that, Montreal can come back and take this series.
Dude, I put $100 on him and pay $6,000, dude, to win the Stanley Cup.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that that's the case, guys. When you get these teams that are facing elimination, that's the time to get the futures going, man.
Oh, I know. Like the Rangers and the Canadiens right now, just to win the East, are plus 400 and plus 500.
Yeah.
And here's my thoughts on that. And I'm gonna be throwing down on both of those because I fully expect one team to come back and win their series. Both teams have kind of been there before. So, like, and if one of those teams, if not, I mean, obviously, if both wins their series, comes back and wins, you're golden either way, right? But even if one comes back, the momentum that they'll have, I think, will carry them through. So, I'm definitely throwing down on both of those futures today.
Oh, all day, man. All day, definitely. That's the beauty of in-game wagering with series plays, with just everything, all the new technology and all the new samples of betting that you can do, man. All the different features and whatnot. It's just amazing.
Oh, I know. And if you want to take, I know we were talking about this a little bit ago. If you want to take like that Rangers-Anaheim matchup still, like you think the Rangers are going to come back, win today, and then win a Game 7 at the Garden, you get that plus 900.
That's what I'm saying, man. So I'm saying there's a lot of good value out there, guys. So just if you're gonna do it, just remember that you have to have some money in your account to bet live lines to get that team that's gonna lose on their way out. You know what I'm saying? So if you had the Rangers, for instance, they fall down 2-0, and you got let's just say you put $50 on the Rangers to win the whole thing. You're probably going to have to lay – the favorite's probably going to be like a minus 600, minus 550, something like that. So you're going to have to lay 300 to get that 50 back. But I don't have a problem with that.
Here's what you could do, though. If you take the Rangers to win the East right now, plus 400, right?
Yep.
And then what you do is you take the Caps today to just cover whatever your original wager is. So whatever you wager on the Caps money line will cover if they win that, but you're still going to be making money, right? Because you have the Rangers on to win the East. So you could do that in an elimination game. Yeah. And then if the Rangers get through to the next series, obviously, so at plus 400, and you could use the arbitrage calculators that are out there to figure this out. There's definitely a way to do it.
Absolutely. So, what time do those games start? Do we have early stuff? We have late stuff?
No, I think baseball early. I know the Rangers go off at 7, and what's really killing me is the Flames Ducks are going off at 10. Which, man, I would much rather see. I wish they did what baseball did, where you'd have like a 4 o'clock and a 7 o'clock. Because then both teams are playing the same local time or whatever.
Yeah.
But they gotta have the Flames Ducks going off at 10, and my crazy ass has to be up at 4:30 in the morning, so I'll probably watch like all 15 minutes of that.
Oh, definitely, guys. And listen, this show will not be as long today, guys. I got the evil eye when I was walking out the door this morning by my bride. So it's Mother's Day. I got to get back and kind of, mitigate the damage that I did by leaving the house this morning. And, kind of she was looking at me cross-eyed like, really? It's Mother's Day and you're going to do the show. I'm like, yeah, you know what? There's games on today, babe. I got to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, how you think I'm buying you these gifts for Mother's Day?
I know. I mean, I took Christmas off. I took New Year's Day off. So, you know what? Hey, now it's time. So, anyway, let's shoot over to the Diamond, Dan, because I think we got a lot to talk about there, and we'll go from there. But we do.
I got everything up and ready to go.
We'll push through them. But let me get my Diamond music up. A lot of people have been asking me to play this track again, which I love, by the way. All right, man.
This is my jam right here.
It's sick, right?
I love it.
Definitely. All right. And if you listen to the song with the vocals in it, it's got this sexy ass chick just singing. Oh my God! And then when the beat hits, it's ridiculous. All right, so we got the Baltimore O's coming into the New York Stanks. The Stanks got you yesterday, man.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Baltimore has Bud Norris. New York has Pineda. New York minus 170. What, an under/over of 8? What you got there, Dan?
Yeah, so Pineda's 4-0 with a 2.97. Norris is 1-3 with a 9.75. I'm really leaning the Yanks here, but especially when my most hated team outside of my division bites me in the ass with money, I'm just going to fall back from it today. I mean, part of me thinks that Bud Norris has to have a good game eventually, but Pineda's been pretty good, and the Yankees' offense, has been okay, except for yesterday, of course. I'm going to stay far away.
All right. I mean, that's a lot of juice to lay with the Stanks, man.
Oh, it's just crazy. I mean, minus 165. I mean, part of me almost feels like I should go the Orioles plus 150 just on principles.
Yes.
I mean, look, Norris has been really bad, but, I mean, too much respect for Pineda.
My boy Boston Boy said the Boricua death stare. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got, brother, this morning. All right. Next one I got on the ticket. So, you know what? I mean, I think that's too much for the Stanks to be laying, personally.
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking minus 120, then maybe you throw down on the Stanks. But at minus 150 to 170, it's just not worth it.
Absolutely, man. Thank you to everybody that's retweeting our show, by the way, guys. We really appreciate that. Sports Bettors TV, at Sports Bettors TV on Twitter. Next one we got on the ticket, we got the Boston Red Sox coming into Toronto Blue Jays. And Boston has Clay Buchholz on the mound. Yes! Toronto has Dickey. Toronto minus 114, under/over of 9. Dan, be my guest to explain what you're feeling to do here.
Yeah, so Dickey is 1-3 with a 4.38. Buchholz is 1-4 with a 6.03. I mean, looking like a true ace. Just, mastering the mound. I mean, just, giving up home runs left and right. Giving up base hit after base hit. I mean, he's just been, real phenomenal there in Clay Buchholz.
Yes.
But here's the thing. R.A. Dickey has not been that good. He is giving up. He started the year off okay. He had a couple bumps in the road. But, being at home today, he's been better at home than he's been on the road. And, his last start out there, he really just dominated that Yankees lineup. He went 8 full. He only gave up 3 hits. Knuckleball was really knuckling. It's a warm day out there, which, anybody who knows, like the knuckleball gets, it's much easier to throw when it's a little humid, kind of warm. You get that nice grip. It floats all over the place. And I hate Clay Buchholz, and I think that, not only am I all over Toronto, I'm all over the over here.
All right. My man Brian Terrell wants to know the name of this track, brother. Let me see. It's DJ Snake featuring Aluna George. You know you like it. That's the name of the track right here, man. Definitely take a look at this one, guys. It's really good. I kind of agree with you, man. I mean, Buchholz, last time he faced Toronto, they killed him.
Oh, dude, Clay Buchholz is an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke, and I've said this since before the season started. I mean, it's shocking to me that all these so-called baseball analysts get on TV now and like, oh, I guess the Red Sox have to make a trade. I mean, good God, they had to make a trade 6 months ago. I mean, Buchholz has just been absolutely brutal. His last start out, 5 runs, 9 hits, and a homer. against the Rays. So if he's doing that against the Rays, what is going to happen today against Toronto in Toronto?
Yes. Exactly.
You know, and he struck out 7 guys and still gave up that line.
Unbelievable.
You know, I mean, Buchholz is terrible. That he's just maybe he's got to get that grease from his hair into his hand, and you know, it'll make the ball move a little better or something. But that grungy dude is just, I mean, he's terrible. And I feel bad for Red Sox fans. You have an offense that can hit with anybody.
Yes.
You do not have one pitcher that on almost any other staff would be above a number 3.
I feel you, man. And I guess they had to. Have a team meeting yesterday, just players only. Boston Red Sox kind of figure out what the hell is going on over there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they fired their pitching coach. You know, which, hey, I know, you know, a pitching coach can work with rookies and young guys and, you know, helping them come up with game plans, right? Figuring out batters left and right. Unless you're certain dudes like, you know, Dave Duncan or, you know, the old guy down in Atlanta who I'm blanking on his name right now, and I feel bad about that because he was amazing. A pitching coach is a pitching coach, you know. That's not going to make Clay Buchholz not throw a 91-mile-per-hour fastball right down the heart of the plate, you know, to a guy that's going to take him yards. You know, I mean, it's not going to do much. That team is going to really start falling apart. They're 4 games under 500 already. They had high expectations from everybody, I feel like, except me coming into the year. Unless they go out and acquire 2 major starters, this season is going to get out of control early, and they're going to be done.
I concur, Dan. I concur. Big ups to Tony Enav, who's also feeling the over in that matchup. I got Mike Betters out there loving the music. What's up, dude? I got Bengal T saying you could tease the spread and a total on the same game on certain sites. All right. I don't plug any sites in particular, brother. The Dream loves doing that, but not me. I play on a bunch of them.
Yep.
But all right, cool deal, man. That's awesome. All right. God, this track is banging too. All right. Next one we got on the ticket. So we're feeling Clay Buchholz to get smoke showed.
Yep.
All right. I don't know if I'm gonna get involved in that yet, Dan. I'm gonna put that play on standby. Next one we got on the ticket. We got the Minnesota Twins at the Cleveland Indians. Minnesota is they're plus 125 with Cleveland minus 145 under over of 8.5. Wow.
The Cleveland Steamers do not deserve this type of respect. We have Salazar on the mound for the Steamers, 3-1 with a 3.81, and we have Trevor May for Minnesota, 2-2 with a 4.15. I really am leaning Minnesota here. You know, it's just something about it. I don't know why. Like, my brain is telling me to pop on it. My gut's telling me to just stay away. Trevor May has been really good in his last 4 starts, guys. Against Oakland, the White Sox, Seattle, and Cleveland, he hasn't given up more than 2 runs. You know, gave up 2 runs his last 3 starts, only a run the last time he faced Cleveland. The more I look at it, the more I want to throw down on Minnesota. I mean, you know, he's lost games because they haven't been hitting, and Minnesota's been hitting. Cleveland, I don't know how they're getting off on this kind of respect. You know, it's not like they got friggin', you know, Tom Seaver coming out there to throw for them. If you're going anywhere, guys, you're going Minnesota, and I think on my book of choice, I see him at plus 144. And, you know what, put the hook in my mouth and call me a fish if you want, but I got to go for it.
I think I like Cleveland, man.
Dude, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, which is why I'm kind of like, but at plus 1, where on God's green earth is Cleveland getting off giving that kind of juice?
Dude, Cleveland's, you know what, I'm going to fall back from that comment. Guys, you know what, if I could edit the show, if it wasn't live, I would delete that comment. I'm looking at Cleveland, man. I mean, their bats are all right, scoring 4.34 runs a game, but if you're a $100 better, you're down $1,296 with them, kid.
Yeah.
You know, the bright spot here is Salazar, who's 3-1 with a 3.81 ERA. But Minnesota's 9-1 straight up in the last 10 games. The hottest team in baseball in the last 10.
Hottest team in baseball. And their last games, I mean, listen to this. They put up a 13 spot, a 6 spot, a 9 spot, and a 7 spot.
Yes. All right.
You know what? I got to ride Minnesota here. I got to ride it. This line is off. I'm locking it in before the books get wise.
The line is off. I love hearing that. Big ups to Moneyline 81032 saying, Happy Mother's Day to the beautiful mothers, brides, and baby mamas out there.
We love all of you.
Of course, absolutely.
And I got someone asking me how I feel about the under in the Indians game. If you just heard what I said about how many runs the Twins have been scoring, I wouldn't touch it. I lean actually the over, but I'm not going to play it.
Next one we got on a ticket, Dan, is the Texas Rangers coming into the Tampa Biscuit Rays. Texas, let's see, I'm looking for the line. I got a minus 158 on Tampa Biscuit with an under-over of 7.5. I don't like Tampa Bay ever giving that kind of juice.
No, I mean, they've been good, but that's a lot of juice, and it just doesn't really. I mean, the Rangers are no good. I mean, we all know the Rangers are no good, so that's kind of why it is where it is. But again, going for the sweep, not going for the sweep, 4-game series. They lost the first game 5-4, so going for the series win. The last 2 games against the Rangers, they've outscored them 15-4. So I kind of get it, but I'm gonna fall back off that. I mean, Texas does have Wandy Rodriguez on the mound, who hasn't been bad. He's 1-1 with a 3.12. Odorizzi for the Biscuits has been good, 3-2 with a 2.21. But I'm just gonna fall back off this game.
All right, cool, man, cool deal. Scrolling to the next one here. I have no opinion on that, guys. I'm gonna fall back from that. New York Mets at the Philadelphia Phillies. My boy Harang caught a loss yesterday, man. Did pitch pretty well until the 7th inning. He gave up a 2-run shot. But, before that, he only gave up 1 run, man. He was pitching halfway decent, but couldn't get the run support.
Well.
If he was on a better team, he would have, he'd have a better record, obviously.
Most likely. But, Nice, again, is extremely underrated. If you look at, they pretty much had the exact same stats in all categories, Harang and Nice.
Yeah.
Going into yesterday, the difference is Harang's, Philly's number 1 and Nice is the Mets number 4.
Right.
So, that's where it gets funny. But, the Mets have managed to beat Harang in the past.
Yep.
Not that I had anything going on that game, but obviously just happened my boys were able to pull it off. Today we got Bartolo, Big Sexy, going for the Mets. Probably been their best pitcher. He's 5-1 with a 2.9. And then we have Billingsley going for the Phillies, 0-1 with a 9 ERA. And something I want to tell you about Bartolo, his strikeout to walk ratio is ridiculous. He's only walked 1 guy all year. His strikeout to walk ratio is 34-1.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Oh yeah.
Interesting matchup there, man. That matchup seems a little too close to comfort for me, man.
I mean, I'm not. Part of me at minus 144, I get it. Bartolo is just unreal. But this is why I'm not taking it. And being, looking at it not with my heart, but with my head, Bartolo, the one place where he gets bit is sometimes he does leave a fastball in the wrong spot. And in Philadelphia, that can bite you, especially on a warm day in a small ballpark, Okay. So I think the Mets do get it done today. I don't think they have much problems. I think they knock Billingsley around the yard, break out of the little, team slump they've been going into. But I'm just gonna sit back and watch that game.
Big ups to my man Marmar out there. I got Marlon, I got Randy Lockhart, I got Sirach King J, Jason, Bryce, and Starguzzi's telling me that the Mets are 10-0 since August 16th, 2014 as a favorite after a 1-run win for a net profit of $1,000. That's a nice little trend there.
I do like that. and I know we don't have a lot of time, but yeah, I mean, that's a very, very interesting trend, which, hey, let's see what happens today. But if you believe in that trend, then I guess you want to go ahead and take it.
Feel free.
But remember, guys, if you're betting trends, you got to go out there and bet that trend every single time, or, you're going to end up taking it the 1 or 2 times out of 10 that it goes down.
Yes, absolutely. Scrolling to the next one here, Dan, I've got, let's see, the St. Lucia Cardinals coming into the Pittsburgh Pirates. Haven't seen St. Louis lose 2 games in a row in a long time. Pittsburgh minus 120 with an under-over of 7.5. What you got there?
Yeah, so we have Lions going for the Cards 0-0 with a 6-2-3. And then we have Locke going for Pittsburgh 2-2 with a 4-8-5. St. Louis has to lose 2 games in a row at some point. And, they have a pitcher on the mound. It does give up a bunch of runs. But then, at any point, they can give up a bunch of runs. Obviously went down on them yesterday. And first time ever, guys, by the way, in baseball that a 4-5-4 triple play has ever happened.
Yes.
Which is insane, which really, really, really killed the inning because guys do not know how to run bases. I mean, ever since Little League, you go back on a line drive, but both the guy on second and third didn't, which completely murdered the inning. I am going to stay far away from this. I'm really 50-50 split, really even, so no point taking it.
All right.
Part of me leans the over, though.
Yeah, and it's very rare that you see St. Lucia at a underdog as well.
Yeah, very rare there. And, the only reason I'm not popping on the over is because I don't get the 7.5. I felt like it should be 8.5, 9. And I'm like, is there something I'm missing? Let me wait for the lineups. Is St. Louis going to rest a bunch of guys? Remember, guys, also your Sunday day games, you got to look. Even if the lineup isn't released, look at who started at catcher the night before, right? If you have older guys on the teams, look if they started the night before. If they did start, they're probably not starting today, especially the catcher, no matter what age he is.
Yeah, that's really tough on the knees, man, to be down like that for a few hours like that. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, guys do it, but especially this early in the season, you're not trying to wear your guys out like that. Day games after night games, most times catchers will not play both of those in a row. They'll take one or the other off. So if you got a good offensive catcher, definitely look, for why the number might be a little different than you expect. So.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, let's see. My man Jason Bryce is asking if we've had any success with the first 5 inning plays. I haven't played any yet this year, brother.
I don't play those.
Yeah.
I've always been a believer that a baseball game is 9 innings. And so much can happen in, the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th inning. That, yeah, I get if you have a dominant starter on the mound, things like that. There's plays out there that I can understand, but it's just not my thing.
Got it. I haven't looked into it. I may look into it a little bit. Looking at this baseball card here, I'm just trying to figure out some stuff, and I'm just having a hard time right now. We got the Atlanta Braves coming into the Washington Nasties. Let's see, the Nasties are minus 170 juice with an under-over of 7.5. Dan, what you got there?
Bryce Harper.
Yes. Tearing it up. My God. Kid, what's that? Six home runs in 3 days, dude.
Yeah. I mean, just walking off, just absolutely crushing the hopes and dreams of every small child in the Atlanta metro area. Dude is a beast. I mean, and everybody who said, he's okay, he's not going to be that good. He's like 21 years old, guys. So if this is the way that it keeps going, I mean, I remember watching this kid, years ago before he even, played in a professional game, just crushing balls like 450 feet. And he's seeing the ball really well right now. I really like the Nats today. The juice is a little high, so I'm going to pair it with something. I'm just looking at what to pair it with. I'm almost thinking of pairing it with my Mets.
Okay. All right, well, we got
I'm thinking, but when we go through it, I'm going to find something, but I am going to find something to pair them with.
I think I know what you're going to pair it with. I see we got a makeup game from yesterday that we liked yesterday.
We do, but I don't. Yeah, I was waiting to see that line out on my book of choice because for baseball it tends to be good. So I think that's where I'm probably going to go. You're probably right.
All right, going to the next one here, guys. We got the Chicago Cubs at the Milwaukee Brew Crew. Pretty much even money all across the board with an under-over of 8.5. What you got?
Yes, we got Hendricks for Chicago, 0-1 with a 5.61, and Garza 2-4 with a 4.58, going for the Brew Crew. Stay away game.
All right, my man Tommy King just told me he's on the Angels today. Taking a look at some of the stuff. Said Richards on the mound where he's 4-1 in the last 5 favored. Okay, all right, we'll take a look on that and go from there, guys. But as far as this matchup is concerned, Dan, the Brewers seem to turn it around a little bit.
Yeah, but they're still really, really god awful. I mean, they're still the worst team in baseball right now. This little turnaround. Yeah, they're getting some offensive spurts, but they're not. It's not like a reliable team that you can put money on.
Right, exactly. Got a little old school. I feel like playing a little old school smooth stuff, kid.
Oh yeah. I mean, and the Brewers. I don't know, man. They had that big losing streak, obviously, to start the year. They played well against the Cubs. That's the thing, So It's like I just think you stay away from this game completely. My
man Tony Enab is telling me that there's no Matt Carpenter for the Cards today.
Yeah, and that makes sense. That makes sense.
All right. So, Dan, remind me that the Dream has a parlay he would like me to give out today. So just don't let me forget that. Okay.
All
so
right.
Next one we got on the ticket, we got the Cincinnati Reds coming into the Chicago White Sox. Cincinnati's bats, my God, in the first game. And then what did they end up scoring in the second game? Was it dusty?
It was pretty dusty. Yeah, it was pretty dusty. They put up a 2 spot. Yeah, they got beat 8-2.
So you got to look at, guys. I mean, a lot of these double headers don't sweep. I'd like to know what the stats are on that, Dan.
No, they don't sweep. And the only reason I even played the Reds is I got caught up in the fact that the White Sox bullpen was going to be taxed. And, I just thought that the Reds bats were kind of breaking out. And then remember, the Reds bats broke out in the first game with Votto serving that suspension. And then I was like, well, he's going to come back. He's going to be nice and fresh. Figured they would put it to him again and work out that way. But, these things happen.
All good, brother. All good.
But, so today we have Lorenzen on the mound for the Reds, 1-1 with a 3.27. Going against Danks, 1-3 with a 6.2. Not touching it.
That's an ugly game right there, man. Ugly pitching matchup, ugly game all around. I mean, the only reason why I took Cincinnati yesterday was because my boy was on the mound. That's it. But
right, and they're one of those teams that you take when Cueto's on the mound, especially at home. You're going to pay juice for it, but it is what it is. I lean Cincinnati here. But again, I need to see that offense consistently do good things.
Yes.
They just don't. And I don't know, man. I think it's going to be too close. Part of me likes the under.
Got it. All right. Next one we got on the ticket here. We got the Houston Astros coming into the L.A. Angels, and this is the one that my boy Tommy King was feeling the Angels here. L.A. Angels minus 155 with an under/over of 7.5. What you got there, Dan?
Yeah. So we got Feldman going for Houston 2-3 with a 5.5. Richards going for the Angels 2-1 with a 2.52. I agree that the Angels are the play. But the Angels have really been really up and down. And that offense has really not looked that good. I mean, if you look at just like the last 6 games, right? The Angels got swept by, that's the Astros. I'm looking at the Angels right now. the Angels offense, I don't know, man. I can't bet against Houston right now. I lean the Angels, but again, it's just like one of those that I just don't think it's worth taking it.
All right. Well, yeah, he's on that, and we'll see where it lands. I personally don't know about that matchup. I'm not seeing anything I'm in love with here, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a team, if you look back at it, right, they lost 4 in a row, including getting swept at San Francisco. Then they lost at home to the Mariners. They're not, like I said, they're not scoring a bunch of runs. Yesterday was the most runs that they've scored, and they put up a 5-spot twice in their last 5 games, but really they're scoring, 2 runs, 2 runs, 2 runs, maybe 3. The Astros can score, and against anybody. I understand you got a pretty good pitcher on the mound, but the Astros can unload on anybody.
Definitely. Big shout out to the pick. I've got Julio Prado out there. What's up? And let's see. AZ Wildcat is talking about the double headers. The split in the two. The first team that wins usually loses the second. Yeah, that was big ups to the beautiful queen of odds for putting that together. She came on the show last year and plugged that. And I'd like to know the stats, guys. So if anybody has the stats on baseball double headers, what it ends up being. If it's a split or there's a sweep or whatever, I'd like to know. I'm pretty sure it's like 75% of the time it's usually split. I think it was somewhere along those lines last year. I don't know what it is this year yet, but I'd be pretty interested to find out.
Yeah, and I'll find that out.
Next one we got on the ticket, we've got the Miami Marlins coming into the San Francisco Giants. Pretty much even money all across the board with an under-over of 7.5. What you got there, Dan?
Yeah, another beautiful pitching matchup. We got Latos going for the Marlins, 1-3 with a 5.6 against Vogelsong, who's been just as bad, 1-2 with a 6.84. I ain't touching this game for even if it was with another man's wallet.
Ugly matchup there, dude.
Ugly. And it's like all the signs in the world point to the over. But you can't take the over with the Giants.
No way,
or
man.
The
You'd
Marlins,
be struggling.
Really.
Can you be screaming at yourself when they got 1 run in the, in the bottom of the 8th?
Oh, I know. And look, it's like yesterday. I normally don't. I got guys that'll tweet me panicking in the 3rd inning. They're like, "Oh, we're down 2-0," and I'm like, guys, relax. There's 7 innings left. Like, chill out. And yesterday, I was one of those dudes when the Giants went down 3-0 with Bumgarner on the mound. I was like, oh, it's over. I can go do other things.
Yes.
It's just that team offensively just makes you want to puke.
Of course.
Nothing else can be said about it.
They got to turn it around at some point, man.
You would think so, but I don't have a lot of
It's just the fact that they rely on the rotation so much. You know what I mean? It's just like, even last year, man.
But the rotation isn't even that good.
It hasn't been that good. You're right. I mean, last year they did the same thing, Dan, and they won the World Series. Scoring what 2, 3, 4 runs a game.
That works, yeah. But I mean, if you can go on a run and you can get yourself into the playoffs, yeah, you can do that. But I mean, right now they're looking at a real bad year. They'll be under 500 this year.
I think I concur with that, Dan. I don't like the way things are going over there. So
yeah, I mean, they can make a trade for a couple big bats, I guess, but unless that happens, I don't think they're looking at anything good.
Next one we got on the ticket, we got the LA Dodgers, the makeup game coming into the Colorado Rockies, and the line is right now LA minus 180 with an under over 8 to 8.5, depending on where you play it. What you got there, brother?
Yeah. So again. Kershaw against De La Rosa. I'm waiting to see where my book's going to land this. But this is the one that I might pair with the Nasties. I also have a 3-team money line that I like to pair this with. But I mean, I fully expect the Dodgers to murder them. I was on the run line yesterday. I was on the money line yesterday. I know people were like, oh, don't do that. Don't do that. But, hey, I get a lot of people telling me not to do that. And it seems to work out just fine.
Yes.
So I'm going to just roll with it again. But I also don't know what the weather's like out there. Obviously, if it's really humid, you could see a lot of runs scored. And I don't know if it's raining in Colorado right now, so I got to check that out.
My boy Frank Vinculado's a big Giants fan. Yeah, it is an odd year, man. He said they're resting for next year.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly.
I'm feeling Kershaw here, Dan.
Oh, wait. Here's a game changer, though, guys. Little bit of a game changer. It is freezing in Denver.
Oh, wow.
Right now, it is actually 32 degrees in Denver.
Ouch.
So by the time the game kicks off, I believe it's 4 p.m., we're looking at maybe 45, 50 degrees. This might lead me to fall back from this game. I mean, I love Kershaw, but, pitches for the Dodgers, you're not really used to cold weather in the West,
all right,
especially early. It's going to be a big juice game, and it's something you might want to fall back from. And there's another ace on the mound today that we can pair some stuff with. So,
I see what you're talking about there, brother.
Yes,
all right, let's. We got 3 more games left, and then we'll go into the NHLs and the NBAs. We got San Diego Padres coming into the Arizona Diamondbacks, and taking a look at this line. Let me find it on SportsBettersTV.com. Can't find it, man. Don't see it yet. It's not posted yet. Arizona, why are you not on here? Don't know, man. But just go off the pictures and what's your thoughts?
Yeah. So right now, this is why it's not posted, because Arizona does not have a pitcher listed.
Oh, that would help.
Yeah, that would help. Even on MLB.com, there's no pitcher listed. Cashner's going for the Pods. He's 1-5, but with a 3.16. He has been like a true hard luck pitcher. Don't know how to feel about this at all without knowing who the pitcher is. So, guys, just take a look. The Padres were able to pull off a crazy game last night, much to my benefit.
Yes.
So I got to see who they throw out there before I make any decision.
Of course, guys. So next one we got on the ticket is something I think that we're both feeling here. We got the Oakland A's coming into Seattle. Seattle has my boy on the mound, -175, kid. Actually, you can find it at -165 with an under-over of 6.5 to 7. What you got there?
Yeah, so we have the 5-0 with a 1.73 ERA.
Yes.
At home, going up against another guy who's been a beast, Jesse Chavez, 1-2 with a 1.8. That says something. 1-2 with a 1.8. This guy's coming into starting now. He only pitched against Seattle once this year, and it's for 0.2 innings. So, it's hard to really judge what he's doing, but he looks like he should be a little hittable today, I think. He, in that game against the Angels, he, gave 7 hits and 4 runs, came back in his last start and completely shut down Minnesota on the road. But, I gotta like the King here a lot.
Yeah. Here's the issue I have with this game, though. Seattle bats, man. They're just, you know what I mean? It's just they don't dazzle you at all, man. They're 3.77 runs a game, where Oakland is scoring almost 5 runs a game. I know that's a little skewed because when Oakland scores, they score big, and then when they don't score, they don't score at all. So, I think I'll go King Felix here with you, Dan, but it'll be a light play.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but I think that Seattle bats have done enough lately. Like in their last 4 games, they put up a 7 spot, a 4 spot, a 3 spot, and another 4 spot.
Okay.
If they even get to 3 with the King on the mound, I think they're fine. So I got to roll with that.
How's their bullpen?
So we, the bullpen here, I'm fully expecting, because if you look at King Felix, I think he goes, 8 innings.
Okay.
So that's what I'm really counting on. The bullpen right now, I believe, and I'd have to look up the exact stats, but, it's been kind of up and down for, what I remember about the Mariners' pen. But like I said, I expect King Felix to really go out there and give and go 8 innings. But the other day when they had that walk-off winning against Oakland, I know that they went like 6 shutout innings out of their pen. Like they've been okay, So they've had some bad outings, but again, when you got a guy like the King on the mound, you think he'll go long. And the other thing you got to remember, guys, is Jesse Chavez. He went 7 1/3 in his last outing. That's the longest he's gone. Transitioning from the pen to the rotation. So he might get yanked after 80, 90 pitches.
Good point. All right. So we're feeling a King. It's something.
And remember, Oakland's bullpen is the second worst in baseball.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to play that game, but it's not going to be crazy. All right, so I think that's where I'm going with that. So let me just switch this up, and we'll talk about the nightcap. We got the K-Sizzle Royals coming into the Detroit Tigers. And these teams play each other like every day.
Yep.
And Detroit is -124 with an under-over of 8.5. What you got there, Dan?
Yeah, so we got Young going for the Royals, and he is Chris Young. 2-0 with a 106. Going up against Green, 3-2 with a 5.56. Chris Young, man, it's very improbable. At plus money, I know it's on the road, but he's been such the better pitcher. Such the better pitcher. I got to roll with it at plus 112.
Okay. All right, good. A lot of people are talking to me about the no-score first inning in the King Felix game. I think that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good pick there.
We know how I feel about that.
Yeah, Dan hates those. But with Seattle and King Felix, it's been money for me. I've hit that like every time he's been on the mound. So maybe I'll do something light. But like I said, guys, those are really, really, really light plays. So, all right. Need to shoot over to, let me see, the NBA playoffs. Why don't we do that first? How about
do
that?
It.
All right. So let me just give me 1 second, guys. Let me get a little NBA music pop in here. Got some very interesting matchups today.
That we do.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, Dan. Uh-oh.
Let's get
I got somebody coming in a group call here.
Oh no.
Couldn't resist coming on the biggest show in the world, could you, Playboy?
SBTV Nation, happy Mother's Day out there, y'all!
What up, kid?
Nothing, man. Your boy just had to leave. Just got out of church. I went with my wife this morning, guys, and I am not the most religious person in the world, but it was part of what she requested. So your boy had to just step up to the plate, and I went with my wife this morning to church, and we got out, and now I can get back into the game. So, hey, guys, what's happening? Let's go. What's going on?
Oh, man, Dr. Dan and I just ripped up the baseball card, dude.
All right,
yeah.
That's what's up.
Definitely, man. And let's go into it, man. You punched in at the perfect time, kid. We are going into the NBA playoffs. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers coming into the Chicago Bulls. But before I even get into this, kid,
Yep.
Are you a believer in the Grizzlies yet?
I am not. because this is my thing, guys. You got to understand this. All right, Game 1 at home. You're supposed to go ham, okay? You're supposed to, be all out. The energy should be at its optimum level. You just stole one on the road as well. You come home. You're supposed actually, believe it or not, the Grizzlies should have blew Golden State out, which they did for most of the game. But what was a little bit puzzling was how Golden State pulled back within to get it very close towards the end of the game. You'll notice the same thing went on with the Cavs in Chicago in Game 3 as well. So here's my deal, okay? And this is where I'm at. I like the next 2 games. I believe in the Cavs and I believe in Golden State to steal these next 2 games. However, these are not games that we're going to wager a large sum of money on. I'd like to keep the money light, but I like them to steal these next 2 games, as I think that now the emotions will calm down a bit, settle down a bit, and now the battle-tested, the hardened teams with the appropriate superstars will come to the forefront. So now that being said, let's get into today.
All right, man. Sounds good. Dude, you sound clear as hell today.
Oh, because I'm jacked up, man. I just, you know what I'm saying? I'm jacked up. Plus, I already got money in the account. Man City just crashed.
Yeah, they won big, huh?
I got down with the soccer this morning as I gave out. Hopefully you got down with that. I also mentioned tuning the money line parlay, leaving 2 spots open. We're going to close it out, and I'll give you the 2 options. Then let's get moving right now, brother.
All right, man. So the Cleveland Cavs coming into the Chicago Bulls. Cleveland is actually a favorite, -2.5 with an under-over of 194 to 194.5. What you got there?
Today, I absolutely like the Cleveland Cavaliers. I told you, I already said that I like them today. I'm not going to bet heavy on them because there's another game I like better, but I like the Cleveland Cavaliers to get this game and win. I honestly, you watch the Bulls in their last game, they really weren't able to shake Cleveland the last game. And LeBron had a bad game. Once again, the last Cleveland game, LeBron had a bad game. I expect LeBron to turn it completely around today. And by the way, look for the prop, his over point prop. I don't have it up available to me yet, but if there's a LeBron over point prop, you're going to definitely want to have some interest in that, because I expect LeBron, like me and Hatter have always talked about, amid adversity, and when people talk stuff and when the media gets going about him, he comes back and comes back really strong. So I'm expecting LeBron to show up big time today.
What's your thoughts, Dan?
I agree. Like I said, I think it's coming down to hero ball now. He knows that he's got to lead the charge. He's got to put the points up. He can do anything on the court, and he's just got to take the leadership role here. They obviously have to win this game, and I think he gets it done. I'm fully on board with that.
All right. Sounds good. Guys, I have no opinion there. I think my boy does get it done, but I'm not going to play it.
I also think that watching D Rose put the dagger in, that's an extra bit of motivation.
Yes.
For Bron.
Definitely.
He looks at that, he's like, no, that's what I do.
Yeah,
he's going to go out there and murder him today.
Good point, Dan. Good point. I hear you. All right, so next one we got on the ticket, we got the Houston Rockets coming into the L.A. Clips, and the Clips are -7 to 7.5. I think that's a big line. Under over 217 to 218. That's a big line there, dude.
Well, based on the fact that the Clippers beat them on Friday 124 to 99, the line may not be all that big. I told you at the beginning of this series, especially when the Clippers beat them without Chris Paul on game 1, that the Clippers, they feel, and I can tell by the way they play, because they were in there behind game 2 as well. The Clippers have no fear of Houston. They are not even, I don't think they're paying Houston any attention. I think the Clippers are going to smoke Houston again today. Might not be the 124 to 99. Might be a little bit tighter than that today, as the teams, are a little bit more familiar with themselves. But I think that the Clippers have a distinct advantage over the Houston Rockets. I believe the Clippers win today, and that is the first. If you guys didn't play the Man City with the 2 spots open, then this will be your first of the 2-team parlay, taking the Clippers money line. If you played the Man City and you got the 2 spots open, close one of the spots out with the Clippers on the money line.
I like them on the money line, not so much the spread though.
Yeah, I don't mind the spread. The Houston Rockets, I told you, Houston Rockets are not good. They're not. They can't handle the Clippers. They don't have any. There's a lot of things that the Clippers do that the Rockets don't have an answer for.
What's your thoughts, Dan?
Houston has handled them in the regular season. Houston's forgotten how to play defense. I'm falling back off this game. I think it's going to be closer than everybody thinks. I think the Clips end up winning the game, but I think it'll be pretty close.
I think you're right, Dan. I could see Houston covering the spread here. Dream.
Yeah.
Not that matters to you.
Right. Yeah, no. I honestly, I just don't. I think that, like I said, I think the Clippers feel like they own Houston. I think that they're in Houston's head. I mean, that's the 20-point loss there. That's letting you know, you beat a team by 20 in your house. I mean, that's a statement. You're telling them, hey, you're not in our league. The only person that scares you on Houston, the only person that you even remotely respect on Houston offensively, I think, is Harden. The other guys, you're going to get some play out of them. But, I mean, as far as Howard is concerned, Jordan kind of keeps him in check. So, other than that, I think the Clippers have a distinct advantage. I mean, with Paul, with Crawford, with JJ Redick, and also with my man Blake Griffin. I just think that the Clippers are got a lot more manpower than Houston can handle.
All right. Sounds good. So, Dan, you and I think it's going to be a little bit tighter. So to break away from that, the dream is doing the money line with the parlay. So, hey, man, I hope you get it. That's all I got to say about that. Next one, but I disagree with you on the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies are a pretty good team.
I didn't say the Grizzlies aren't good. I didn't say they're not a good team. I said that I'm not overwhelmingly impressed by their win yesterday because they're supposed to win at home. That's a game that they were supposed to win. It's your home game. You should come out and win. Now, the thing that I've talked about, and I talked about this during the season about Golden State, and I had some issues with Golden State as far as their maturity level, shot selection and turnovers. So far in this Memphis series, and yes, you can give some of it to Memphis's defense. But Golden State has played the sloppiest basketball that they've played all season long in this series against Memphis. Some of it you give to Memphis's defense, but some of it is just on Golden State. I've seen, and I mentioned that, I didn't like some of Steph Curry's an awesome player, MVP and all that, but he at times can take that ridiculous shot that it's like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
He loves that.
Yesterday, I saw him take one it was right across half court. There was a guy in front of him. It was like nothing but air. Steve Kerr, this right now is what they paid Steve Kerr all this money for, okay? This is what Steve Kerr got paid for. He now has to take this team, and he now has to get this team to cut out the nonsense, cut out the highlight reel plays that you're trying, and get back to playing sound fundamental basketball. Stop with the turnovers, because they have made a ton of turnovers. That's just not you can't win any game in any sport turning the ball over. I don't care who you are. Okay.
All right, guys, and I apologize about this, but I got to speed this up a little bit because I did get into it where the bride was giving me the evil eye this morning, Dream, when I left the house. So right. Yeah, so we got to go right into our NHLs.
This should be played at high volume.
All right, man. So we got the New York Rangers coming into the Washington Caps today at 2 p.m. Eastern, man.
And hold on. One more thing about Golden State. I love how fickle everyone is. Coming into this, Golden State was the bomb. They could beat everybody. They were dope. Now they done lost a couple games. Everybody's all, I don't know. Guys, did you forget? Memphis, by the way, at the end of their season was not that dope.
Oh, I know.
And while they're getting some offensive production out of guys that we didn't see a lot of towards the end of the season, Memphis is not an offensive juggernaut either. So, I mean, this Golden State team, we've seen what they're capable of. You know the gameplay that they have not shown yet in this series. At some point, they are going to wake up, and I'm expecting that to be the next game. And when they wake up, it should just happen. But that's all I'm going to say about that. So let's move on.
All right, Dan, if you run out of time, just let me know. You know what I mean? I know
I hear you.
I know you're very busy this morning. All right, so New York Rangers at the Caps. Pretty much even money all across the board. Caps slightly favored -116 with an under-over of anywhere from 4.5 to 5. Dan, I'll start with you on the Rangers. What do you think?
Like I said the other day, I think the game-time goal with 1:40 left and the overtime goal, you haven't seen Holtby give up 2 goals like that all series. I think all of the pressure is on Washington to come back in their building and close it out today. because I you know, you never want to go back for a Game 7. The Rangers are battle tested. They're used to this. It's not like the games have been, you know, blowouts either way. And you know what? I think Lundqvist stands on his head again today, and I think the Rangers get it done. Pure fandom here, you know, but looking at it, I think the Rangers find another couple ways to beat Holtby. It's going to be a close game. It's going to hurt my stomach like it has every game, but they'll find a way to get it done and bring it back to the Garden for Game 7.
What's your thoughts, Dream?
I love the Rangers. I think they're going to win the I predicted them to win the Stanley Cup, so I have to stand behind my decision, but by my thought process. But that being said, today, as far as gambling is concerned, you either bet the Capitals or you don't bet, because it's as simple as this: the Capitals have owned the Rangers. They've just played them better. They've done stuff that nobody's done to the Rangers for most of this season on a consistent basis. So, guys, if you like the Rangers, you don't bet them. You hope that they can win. You hope you can get back to Game 7. Because here's my thing. The last game, the Rangers really, really needed to bring it because they were at the brink of elimination on their last game. They barely got it done in their own home. They're on the road, and while Dan says the pressure's on the Capitals, I don't feel it is, because nobody expects the Capitals to be here anyway. And people, the Rangers, you know, they're the higher seed and the better ranked team of the thing. I think the Caps are going to be loose, and they're going to be in the Rangers behind. So, I mean, I'm hoping that the Rangers can pull it out. I got them in a bunch of futures. I hope it can get done. But I believe from a gambler standpoint, if you're going to be a smart gambler, you either bet the Capitals or you don't bet this game.
All right, sounds good, man. And the final one we got on the ticket, we got the Calgary Flames coming into the Anaheim Ducks. And Anaheim Ducks minus 230 juice with an under over 5.5. I could tell that's got your name written all over it, Dream. What you got?
Yeah, this is the closeout game, and guys, if you had the 3 parlay with Man City, then you put the middle spot was the Clippers. The last spot is going to be the Ducks. If you've done it separately, I want you to put the Clippers in the money line parlay with the Ducks. We're going to do it for $100 in our little experiment that we are minus 150 right now. We were minus 250, but we won the other night with the Clippers, so now we're only minus 150. We're going to take 100. We're going to put it on the money line parlay with the Clippers and the Ducks and close out. The Ducks close this game out in this series today, all done, and they sit and wait for the next opponent.
All right, Dan, what's your thoughts there?
I think Anaheim definitely gets it done today.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good, guys. So, yeah, I mean, that would be the logical bet. But we've seen these closeout games, guys. I mean, these teams, like, every closeout game, it seems like they just can't get the job done, most of them. So maybe it's a different situation here. I know that's been, a thorn in everybody's side on a gambling perspective, but this may be the game where it does hold true. So we'll see where it lands. So that's pretty much it for the show, guys.
The closeout situation, believe it or not, has only reared its ugly head with that Habs team. The other teams have done what they were supposed to do in closeout situations. Got you.
Well, not Tampa Biscuit, dude.
Tampa Biscuit.
You went for the sweep the other night.
Yeah, but they weren't up. Tampa Biscuit.
They were up 3-0, kid. You had them for the sweep, and they lost.
Against the Habs.
Oh, that's right. My bad, dude. I'm thinking of something else.
I said it's only reared its head with the Habs.
Oh, yeah,
team,
you're right. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for our show today, man. Thank you, Dream, for popping on for a few minutes. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Dan, what you got to close out of here, brother?
Yeah, so again, what we're going to roll with today, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to have no time to post this, so listen up. Nationals, money line. We're going to pair the Nationals with the Dodgers and the Mariners. Red Sox, Blue Jays over. Blue Jays money line. Royals money line. Twins money line. And that's what we're going with today. Best of luck, guys. Again, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. And let's cash some tickets.
All right, Dream, what you got?
I got the money line parlay. If you guys did the 3-teamer, you got already Man City's already cashed. We're going to add the LA Clippers, and we're going to add the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. We also, if you didn't get the 3-team, just do it in a 2-team money line parlay. LA Clippers, Anaheim Mighty Ducks. I like the Ducks also by themselves. You can play them on the side by themselves. I think that the Ducks are the most solid play of the day to end that series. It is a little juicy. It is a little expensive. But, I mean, if you won some money, spend some.
Yes, absolutely, guys. And I am looking at the King Felix game today. I am taking the Seattle Mariners up. Not that heavy, though. And I'm going to investigate maybe taking the no-score first inning on that game. It would be a very, 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 very light play, guys. And I'm going to just sit back and I'm going to watch some of this hockey. I'm going to watch the NBA playoffs and see what ends up happening. See if my boy can, steal a game in Chicago. So we're going from there, guys. So, Dream, what you got to do to close out as far as shout-outs and all that?
Hey, just want to thank everybody, especially my man, Mr. Dank. He hit me up nice and early to prep the Man City game, and that was a nice, easy capture. So, good-looking player. Thank you so much. My boy, the kids out there, as usual. What's happening, brother? Get with the kids' picks. He actually tore up the hockey. He had the Ducks on Friday night for major steam. So get with him, guys, as he gives out free plays on his website as well. My boy Rick Lopez is out there. Philly Picks is out there, and I see Philly Picks is going against me again today. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to put the hosting spot up as you didn't show up for us last time, so I ain't going to put it up there. But me and Philly Picks are going at it today, as I do not think Houston wins that game by any chance today. Alejandro Yeps is out there. Average Joe Punter, Mr. Solutions, Randy Lockhart, Vegas Girl 92661, Jonesy, Sonny's Home Run card. Scott Weaver's out there. My man Urban, Joseph Del Rosario, AZ Wildcat 89 is prepping for the Preakness. Joey's out there. Cash Action Bets, Song Key, Beyond the Bets, TNT Picks, Crown Man Swag, Winning Picks, Cali Princess, First Lady of the Fake Fam, Deeks Bricks, James Harrelson, Louis Barrios, Lucky Luciano, Danielle DeLuca, Dave Wood Champ, Direct Sports Solution, Alex Van Snyder, and Total Sports Edge. Guys, so many more I missed. I am the Dream. Sorry that I couldn't be on today. As Sundays are going to be kind of hit or miss for me, guys. But when I can, I will try to get on for you guys. But you can catch me Monday through Friday. As always, remember who you're with and make the most of each and every day, because you cannot get this time back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guys, we are Sports Bettors TV. We are the biggest show in the world, period, on 7 days a week, 9 a.m. during the week, 10 a.m. on the weekends. You're going to follow us on all social media outlets. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, the whole package, Sports Bettors TV and SportsBettorsTV.com. Guys, go out there. Go easy. Do some homework. Say Happy Mother's Day to your mothers. And, don't be so much of a junkie where you can't enjoy your mom today. And do your homework, like I said. Bet your own plays, tail fade, whatever the hell you got to do. But go out there and get that money. Take care, guys.
Peace.